Hello, this is Wylock number 22. Review. Factoring the trinomial. So we have x, negative x squared, plus x plus 20. We know we're going to have to factor out this 20, and the most reasonable combination would be 5 times 4, since you're going to have to sum it out to become x. Now, this one's a little bit tricky. You have a negative x in the front, so you have to make sure you realize that when you use these combinations. So if you put it in, 5 times 4 is 20. Now we have to make a combination where it satisfies it being positive, but this being positive as well. So we know that 5 times positive 5 times positive 4 is positive 20. 5x minus 4x, since the negative makes this part negative, 5x minus 4x would just give you x. And that's your answer. Negative x plus 5 times x plus 4. Solving this equation. Well, this is very simple because it's equal to 0. So what we can use is the zero product property. You have 2x squared minus 3x minus 35. It's obvious that 35 has a factor of 7 times 5 and 1 times 35. Obviously, this combination won't work. So let's try this one. Now remember, there's a coefficient in the beginning. So 2x times x, 2x squared. Now we got to find a combination where 7 times 5, the sum of 7 times 5, with the inclusion of this coefficient, will give you negative 3x. Now you know that this is negative 35, so one of these factors have to be a negative. But which one is the question? So let's just put our, so before we decide that, we got to place our actual factors. If we put 7 here, that would give us 14x. And if we put 5 here, that would give us 5x. If you subtract it, you get 9x, nowhere close to negative 3x. If you add it, 19x, nowhere close to negative 3x. So we know that that placement is wrong. So what if that doesn't work, then we know that we have to put 5 here and 7 here. Now you have 10x and 7x. I'm sure you can already see it, but if we subtract this, we get 3x, but if we make this negative and this positive, we can get it negative 3x. So where should we place this negative? Well, we should place it right over here, because that would give you negative 10x plus 7x. If we do that, we get 2x plus 7 equals 0, since all of these factors are equal to 0. And we get x minus 5 is equal to 0. So we know that x equals 5, and as 2x is equal to negative 7 divided by 2, which will be x equals negative 7 over 2, and x equals 5. And that is your answer to this equation. Moving on. Now, it says find the zeros of the polynomial function. What that means is that of this function, if you were to make it equal 0, what would be the solutions? Well, you have 2x squared plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now you know your factors, 1 times 1, and 2x has a coefficient of 2. 0. Now, how do we get a positive x? 2x, 1x. Well, that's obvious. We just got to make 2x minus 1x. So 2x times positive 1 would be 2x. 1 times x. If we put negative x, that would be 2x minus x. That would be positive x. So if we have that, we know that 2x minus 1 equals 0, x plus 1 is equal to 0, x equals negative 1, and x is equal to 1/2. And those two would be the zeros of this polynomial function. Moving on. I already did it beforehand, but if we were to factor out a common binomial, how would we do that? Well, obviously we can find a common factor over here, x plus 4. So all we got to do is factor that out, and you get x plus 4 times 2x minus 3. And that's it, because that will be your binomial, hence 1, 2. Well, that's it for Wylock number 22.